Imagine this. You're chilling at home after a long day, windows wide open, and suddenly a storm rolls in. The wind's howling, thunder's crashing, and lightning's lighting up the sky. Then, bam. A thunderclap makes you jump, your heart races, and you feel that rush of adrenaline. You start thinking about how scary it would be if a tree crashed through your window at night. This panic lingers until morning, when the sun brings calmness back into your life. Can you relate? Are storms or even the dark a bit too much for you? You're not alone. Turns out fears like these are super common. In fact, only about 2 to 3% of people are completely fearless. The rest of us? We all have something that gets our hearts racing. Fear is totally natural. It's our body's way of keeping us safe. It can motivate us to act when danger is near. But sometimes, fear goes overboard and turns into a phobia, an extreme, often irrational fear that can really mess with our daily lives. Think about it. Some folks can't even handle being near a spider or high places, while others feel intense anxiety in social situations. So, what's the deal with phobias? Why do certain things trigger such intense fear? Experts say there are a few reasons. One biggie is classical conditioning. This is when a neutral thing gets linked to a fear response. Picture this. You got bitten by a dog as a kid. Now, every time you see a dog, even a friendly one, your heart races because you've learned to associate them with pain. It's the same for people who dread medical visits after a bad experience at the dentist. Then, there's operant conditioning. This is all about how our actions are influenced by the outcomes they bring. Say you're terrified of public speaking, and avoid it like the plague. This avoidance just makes your fear worse because you miss out on practice and confidence-building experiences. Joining a supportive group like Toastmasters can really help. Facing your fear in a friendly environment can ease that anxiety and boost your confidence. You might have heard of learned helplessness too. It asks when people feel like they can control their lives due to past trauma or hardships. If someone faced abuse or a serious illness, they might start believing they're powerless to change anything. But here's the good news. You can overcome this by challenging those negative beliefs. If you think, I can't achieve my goals, it's time to rethink that. Therapy, self-help groups, or working with a counselor can help you regain control. Ever felt like nothing's in your hands? We'd love to hear your story. Drop it in the comments. Another interesting factor is the mere exposure effect. This is when we prefer things we're familiar with. If you meet someone new in class and see them again, you're more likely to remember their name. It's the same with fears. If you faced something traumatic, your brain might overreact and make you scared of similar situations. For instance, if you were in a car accident, you might develop a fear of driving. Your brain is just trying to keep you safe, even if it's being a bit overprotective. Sometimes, fears are passed down from our parents. This is called the evolutionary theory of emotion. If your parents were scared of something, you might pick up that fear just by watching them react. Kids growing up in anxious households often develop phobias too. And let's not forget about the preparedness theory. This one suggests we're biologically wired to fear certain things, like snakes, spiders, and heights, because it helps us survive. These fears are protective, but when they spiral out of control, they become phobias. The social learning theory also plays a role. You might see someone panicking in an airport and suddenly think, wow, airports must be dangerous. Even if they're not. You've learned that fear from someone else's reaction. Now, let's chat about a common phobia. Arachnophobia, or the fear of spiders. It's estimated that about 3 to 15% of people have this fear, meaning millions are scared of these little critters. Why? It could be from seeing someone else freak out over spiders or because they were seen as potentially dangerous. If you've got arachnophobia, just seeing a spider might send you into a panic. You might feel a strong urge to avoid them altogether, which can really disrupt your daily life. So, do you have a fear of spiders or maybe something else? Want to tackle it? Share your thoughts in the comments. When phobias get out of hand, they can lead to anxiety disorders. These can really mess with your life and cause a lot of distress. Common anxiety disorders include generalized anxiety disorder, panic disorder, and social anxiety disorder. If you're dealing with a phobia or anxiety disorder, don't hesitate to reach out for help. With the right support and treatment, you can learn to manage your fears and live a fulfilling life. Thanks for tuning in. If you found this video helpful, give us a thumbs up and let us know your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell for more awesome content like this.